So, Foodie Beauty has started her fitness routine. That's right. The other day, Salah gets in her chat, and he's telling her, "Come on, let's get busy, let's get to walking." She makes all kinds of excuses. She's first got to put some makeup on, and she's dilly dallying. Takes her a good hour to get ready to move, and she says, "Well, I got to ride my scooter to the park, and then I'll walk, bench to bench or whatever." So we drive the scooter. She hits a curb on the way out of the building. Thinks it's the funniest thing, laughing like a toddler. Basically, Chantal is a huge toddler. And we make it to the park, and now we've got all these excuses in the park. Oh, I can't walk here. There's a man on that bench. Oh, there's people over there. Oh, there's kids over there playing. The chat seems to be getting a little bit frustrated with her, and so I was like, come on, let's do this, because it's his bedtime in Syria. And he's telling her he's going to stay awake until she walks. He wants her to walk 30 minutes. Well, we all know that's not going to happen. Finally, she gets up off the scooter, and she says, I'm going to walk to that tree over there and come back. Now, most people, when we walk, it's one foot in front of the other, right? No, she has gotten to the point where she can't even walk properly. She's not bending her knees at all when she walks. And she takes a step, and then her foot meets. It's like, take a step, meet. Take a step, meet. Instead of, we walk like this. You understand what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So it takes her forever. So she makes it to the tree and back. Of course, sits down immediately. And the breathing is terrible. The huffing, the puffing. And she does this about 2 more times. She walked about a total of 10, I don't know, not quite 15 minutes. Maybe between 10 and 12 minutes she walked. And hey, I'll give her kudos. That's a start. That is a start. And it proves that she can walk if she wants to. It's just difficult. So she goes home. She had gotten off of the live, and then she comes back and she tells us that Salah had spoken to her after that, before he went to bed, and he had told her to go take a shower because the shirt she had been wearing, that was the 5th day in a row she had worn it. And Salah told her to change her clothes, to wash her clothes. He had to tell her to take a shower and do her hygiene. This is a 40-year-old woman having to be told to take a shower and do her hygiene by her husband. So now the next day comes, and we all have our doubts to where she's going to do anything. We're guessing it's going to be, oh, my legs are sore, oh, my sciatica, whatever the case may be. So she comes out. She had just woke up at 3. I forget if she says it was 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. She's just waking up for the day. And her first meal is she's falafel. Now, I don't know much about falafel, but it looked like it was a heavy meal. It looked like some fried, I would compare it to what hush puppies look like, right? And of course, she's got this whole plate full of other stuff on it. So she eats this big meal of falafel, and then she's going to ask ChatGPT how long she should wait before exercising. So we can already see it's going towards she's going to try to get out of exercising for the day, right? And it's telling her, a small meal 1 to 2 hours, after a large meal 3 to 4 hours. But she says, well, it's just walking. And I don't know, she decides that she's just going to try to do a little exercise right here in the house. So she's on the couch. And she gets out this ball. It's not a weighted medicine ball. It's like a ball like you buy at Walmart or in the dollar store. They're in those usually like a big cage at the end of the aisle. They're like $1, $2. They're inflatable balls. You bounce them around when you're a kid. You move the elastic, pull one out of there. They might have print stuff on them, like SpongeBob or plain ones or a marble looking one. You know what I'm talking about. Just a plastic, like bouncy ball, right? It probably weighs all of, who knows, 6, 7, maybe 10 ounces. I don't know. Not even a whole pound. So she gets out this little tiny ball and thinks it's going to do something, right? So she's sitting there and she's throwing it up in the air. And she does this, catching it, which is in both arms, throwing it up. And she says, oh, she does it maybe 20 times. Oh, this is killing my arms. It's just killing my arms. Not even sure she did it a full 20 times. Now, what did she really think this was going to do? I don't know. Then she decides she's going to do some twists, twisting her whole body, twist, And she does it maybe 4 times. And it's also, oh, I'm so dizzy. Oh, I have such a headache. I better wait a while. So she gets up and she decides that she says she's going to seal on the couch. So she's sitting on the couch and she's talking about the falafel. It maybe that rose her blood pressure because she's just not feeling well. No, it's you don't want to move around, is what it is. But anyways, then she proceeds to turn the camera towards her foot, and her foot has this large. Well, it's hard to tell because it had a cut, okay, a cut on her foot, and it looked to be a pretty decent sized cut, and it had been there for some time because it was all dried. You could tell where it had been. It's all dried. She needs to clean it up, and she's not even sure how this happened. She says she thinks maybe BG got her with the cat with the back claws. Now this is scary. This is Chantal. Obviously, she's got some neuropathy in her feet or something because she didn't feel right away when this happened. And she's the first to tell us, I don't know how this happened. You have this decent sized looking cut and it bled quite a bit because, like I said, it was all dried on her foot. So this was at least hours old. At least a couple hours old. I mean, I'm wondering though, did she purposely do this to get out of exercising? But it's worrisome because if she can't feel her feet, she's not going to feel if it becomes infected. We know she's not the cleanest person. We've seen her apartment. The floors, there's always stuff on the floor. And if she doesn't keep that clean, she could be in a world of trouble. She's not going to feel if it gets sore and infected or anything. And, it's hard for her to get down there to her foot to take care of it, to clean it up, and to bandage it. And then she tells us that Salah wants her to get some modest clothing. And she proceeds to tell him, I can't afford any clothing right now. So let me get this straight. You can't afford any clothing, but she can afford to order DoorDash 2 to 3 times every day. So apparently Salah is going to send her some money to where she can purchase some modest clothing. And this becomes a whole big debate and a huge raging session in her life because people are saying, well, how can he get money to you? So apparently, she says it's so simple, but she can't even describe it, really. It's apparently Salah knows someone in Syria that owns a money exchange business. So he takes the money to their shop. This person in Syria knows a Syrian that lives in Canada. So he sends the money, the person at the shop sends the money to the Syrian in Canada, and then this man in Canada sends an e-transfer to Chantal. I don't know if this is legal. I don't know any of that, but people are saying this can't be legal. Why does there have to be this third party involved? Why can't Salah just somehow send the money directly to her through an e-transfer or a Western Union or whatever? I mean, I'm assuming they probably don't have Western Union right now in Syria, being as they're just trying to rebuild over there and everything. I don't know. According to Salah, they've just recently started taking Visa and MasterCard again, so I don't know. But that's the whole scoop with Chantal and her new fitness. And, after her walk, she kind of had a breakdown. She doesn't know who she is anymore because she feels like the chat knows a different her than Salah knows because she's not this modest person. And it's a big mess. So what do you think? Do you think Chantal purposely hurt her foot to get out of the exercising so she can tell Salah, look, I hurt my foot? Or was it a pure accident? Do you think she's going to keep it clean? Do you think she's going to stick with the routine of the exercise? I don't, but she doesn't realize what a dire situation her health is in, and that's sad. Let me know what you think.